recruiters spend 3+ hours daily on administrative tasks. And our AI agents automate key processes like screening, like scheduling, like communicating, freeing up recruiters to do much more strategic work where they're actually relationship building with candidates. And ultimately, the future of talent acquisition will be about striking a really good balance or the right balance between technology and human touch. So what we are learning is at the end of the day, customers, what they really care about is how many applicants did you deliver? We are beginning to think from an outcome perspective rather than, we're going to charge you for every AI agent an additional amount. That's how we are thinking about it. But over the next few months, it's going to become even more clear should we go down a different route. But it has to be outcome based. That's the only way we can truly help TA functions create a business case for AI. Over the years, I've had the privilege of working for some of the most incredible organizations in the world, building go-to-market strategies, driving growth, and partnering with some of the best global enterprises to solve their talent challenges, particularly in the space of employee experience.
How can AI and automation create a more human experience in recruiting? How can you harness AI for an ROI that makes sense for your business? And what truly distinguishes an AI add-on from an AI-first platform? Welcome to another episode of the Employee Experience Apps podcast from the Munich Podcast studio, where we dive into HR tech, employee experience, shared services, and all the fascinating topics shaping the modern workplace. Today's episode builds on our Startup and AI series from last year. While an 18-year-old company might not traditionally be called a startup, our guest has certainly been a trailblazer in leveraging AI within talent acquisition. I'm thrilled to introduce my first CEO guest, Ritu Mohanka from Vonq. Founded in 2006 as a recruitment marketing platform, Vonq has evolved into a comprehensive solution focused on revolutionizing talent acquisition and empowering recruiters to achieve better, more efficient outcomes. Since joining Vonq as a CEO last year, Ritu has been driving customer engagement and ensuring that the company and its products remain at the forefront of innovation for recruiters. In our conversation, we discuss what it means to lead as a CEO, dive deep into the nuances of talent acquisition, and explore the intersection of employee experience and AI. All topics that are close to my heart. Now, without further ado, please join me in welcoming Ritu Mohanka from Vonq. Hello, Ritu. It's so nice to have you. I'm so excited to have you today on our podcast. Welcome. How are you?
Thank you for having me, Volker. I'm very well. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday indeed. No, it's really great. We were trying to get this for some time, but Christmas, New Year's, everything got in the way, and you are extremely busy, which is very interesting because that's what I want to talk about today, right? But before we get there, Ritu, how about you talk a bit about yourself? Who is Ritu Mohanka, and what is your background? What did you study? What experience did you have that you got to where you are today?
Great. So let me start with myself a little bit. I
Yes.
come from a background deeply rooted in HR technology and people
I
skills.
love that.
My journey began with a academic focus on business and marketing, but my passion from a very early on age of helping organizations hire and retain the very best talent really led me to the world of recruitment technology and, more importantly, HR technology.
Yeah.
Um, Over the years, I've had the privilege of working for some of the most incredible organizations in the world, building go-to-market strategies, driving growth, and partnering with some of the best global enterprises to solve their talent challenges, particularly in the space of employee experience.
Mm.
And all of this experience has ultimately led me to my current role as the CEO of Vonq, where I'm excited to drive innovation, particularly in the recruitment space.
Amazing. And there are so many of my favorite topics, which is why I'm so interested and excited about today. You spoke about HR tech, you spoke about employee experience. And I think one of the two major domains in the HR space now that are most important, talent management, but also talent acquisition, right? These are the two ones when we think about the talent scarcity that is just increasing further. So how to retain talent, but also how to get the right talent.
Absolutely.
Ritu, for those of us that don't know Vonk, tell us a bit about it.
Polka, Vonq was founded 18 years ago, even though I like to say we still very much operate in the scale up world, by three visionary leaders, one of whom, Tico, remains actively involved with the business today. What began 18 years ago as a recruitment marketing agency led to a product, then has evolved into an AI driven recruitment marketing platform,
Mm,
helping businesses attract top talent with efficiency and precision.
mm,
Initially, after acting as a recruitment marketing agency to job distribution, Bonk has expanded its capabilities to include automation, intelligence, and
mhm,
deep integrations with ATSs, applicant tracking systems, ensuring that our customers stay competitive in the ever changing talent landscape, as you alluded to a few minutes ago. And our focus is on integrating seamlessly with ATSs where jobs are created
mhm.
and digital channels like job boards, diversity channels, niche channels, social media where candidates search. So, by bridging this gap, we empower organizations to connect with the right talent faster and more effectively. And as we continue to innovate, Wonk remains committed to shaping the future of recruitment marketing through technology and automation.
Very interesting. I think this is truly one of the most important factors today, right? Is you have less and less talent, so you need to get to the right talent somehow, but you need to get it efficiently and effectively, as you say.
Absolutely.
That's really interesting. So, how does it work? You integrate into the ATS as well as integrate into the job boards, and you help with AI, then focusing on the right job boards, or how does it work?
Absolutely. So in terms of, so we integrate with ATSs, which is through our hiring API. That's a
Mhm,
happy solution. And that focuses essentially on small, medium-sized companies to
mhm,
scale this across millions of employers. But we
mhm,
also directly integrate with ATSs based on the customer's ATS.
mhm.
And also, we integrate, as we said, with the thousands of job boards, social channels, niche channels, free employment boards, particularly in Germany, as we know there are many. We integrate with those so that our customers don't have to go and do all of these individual integrations
Yeah,
themselves, so that
yeah.
we help make it effective. And then, exactly as you said, now how do they pick the right channels? That's where the
Mm,
AI recommender comes into play. That
mm,
through the AI recommender, depending on the job a customer wants to post, it can tell you what are the most effective channels for that particular job
mm,
family or that particular market, so that again you're spending your money more wisely and you're being more efficient and effective with
yeah.
your job distribution.
Fantastic, fantastic. Very interesting. Before we talk more about it, Ritu, you're the CEO of Wonk. It's your first CEO position. How do you interpret that job, and how does a regular day look like for you?
Being CEO is all about balance for me, Volker.
Mm,
Balancing strategic vision with execution, people with performance, innovation with actual operational excellence. And my role is really to empower our teams,
yeah.
ensure alignment with our mission, and create an environment where we can deliver the best solutions to our customers and our partners. So, a typical day involves engaging with customers,
Mhm,
collaborating with partners, and with our
mhm,
leadership team, and focusing on driving sustainable growth while
mhm.
staying ahead of the market trends. As you know, the trends are evolving so fast.
Yes.
And given this is my first CEO role, it's been a journey of many firsts for me, each presenting new challenges and opportunities for growth. And I approach this role with a mindset of stewardship
Mhm,
and recognizing that leadership is not about making decisions, but about guiding the organization with responsibility and with a
mm.
long term vision. So I'm
Oh,
constantly evolving, constantly learning from my peers, my team, and the broader industry to ensure that Vonq remains a leader in the recruitment technology space. So every day is an opportunity to refine my approach, to
yeah.
embrace new perspectives, and to drive meaningful impact.
Amazing. I love that, Rito. This is really, I mean, this is, I think you could, I think you could probably put this in the definition of like servant leadership, right? Where you are enabling the organization, guide the organization, help the organization and its people find the right direction, the right decision, and then
Indeed.
connecting it the outside in with your clients, with potential new customers to understand what their needs are, as well as what else is out there. That's amazing. Wow. Thank you, Ritu. Let's go back to Vonk. Um, one of the reasons why I am so excited about the space of talent acquisition is that from an HR tech, and if you leave AI as a as a separate phenomenon aside for a second, I think when it comes to HR technology, particularly talent acquisition, is the space where you see many companies come and go. Many companies with either similar ideas or different approaches to a similar topic. What what sets Wonk apart from everyone else who's out there?
Such a great question. What truly sets us apart is our comprehensive approach to recruitment advertising
Mhm.
and also automation. And again, I know we'll speak a little bit more about AI later, but
Yeah.
so we're not just another job board aggregator, Volker. We support organizations through every stage at the top of the funnel of hiring, from attracting talent or connecting talent through job boards and being in the right place to delivering pre-vetted candidates to actual
Mm.
shortlist of those candidates. And with the integration of the 40 plus ATSs and the access to over 5,000 global channels, we streamlining recruitment at scale. So that's
Mhm.
what truly sets us apart is that and what's really exciting is that how we're leveraging AI to automate traditionally manual tasks
Yeah.
like CV processing or
Yeah.
screening and
Training. Yeah.
candidate communication or
Yeah. Yeah.
scheduling.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that is what really sets us apart as we think about the entire top of the funnel in the TA space.
Yeah. Yeah. And the funnel is the key, right? If you get this wrong, everything else that follows cannot be any better. Because
Exactly.
this is where you identify the right talents and hopefully get them through. And if you don't, forget about the best interview method.
Right.
If you don't have
Right.
the right.
Exactly.
Now, this is very comprehensive, but also is a very big approach when it comes to your, let me say, target customers, or clients. Is it any size of organization that could benefit of that, or are you saying, well, if you are, I don't know, making it up, if you are just in one country and have basically just, I don't know, 100 hires per year. Maybe we are too big. Maybe we are too much for you. Or is it everything from, that kind of size, as well as to the multi big enterprises, multi-country, multi-function, uh, 10,000 plus hires per year?
Great question. So we primarily, through our direct business, primarily serve global enterprises and
Yeah.
staffing companies that
Mm-hmm.
manage high recruitment volumes, particularly in certain competitive industries such as IT or technology or
Mm-hmm.
finance, healthcare, science. However, we remain industry agnostic. And to cater to the unique needs of the SMEs, the small, medium sized companies, as I mentioned earlier, we've developed our hiring API, the
Yeah.
Happy solution, which
Yeah.
seamlessly integrates Vonk's advanced job distribution technology directly into the leading ATS
It
platforms.
is.
So
Yeah.
for a
Yeah.
small company, when they create a job on their ATS, it immediately by default takes them to that next step of posting. That is Vonk's white label solution within the ATS. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
essentially, through direct business, we serve large global complex customers and staffing
Mhm,
companies. And
mhm,
through our Happy solution, we serve the SMEs. And
mhm,
this integration, the Happy integration, enables SMEs to efficiently distribute job postings without any added complexity because they don't
Yeah.
have any integrations. It's already within their native
Yeah.
platform.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
this really helps streamline their hiring processes, ensuring optimal reach across multiple channels.
That's great. That's really interesting. And what I also find interesting that you are not only working with regular companies, but also with hiring agencies. That is very interesting.
Uh-huh.
That is like the real big, big business, right? They have like what's don't tell me the name if you can't, but what's the who of your clients has the most hires per year through the platform, and how many are these? I'm just curious.
Well, I'll tell you this because I don't have the data, the stat in front of
Yeah.
me, but I'll tell you this that some of the largest staffing companies in the world, such as Adecco,
Yeah.
Manpower, Randstad, are our customers, and including
Mm.
House of HR as well. And if you
Wow.
think about House of HR, the largest staffing agency in Belgium is one of their powerhouses. So we work across. And as you said, all of these staffing companies have thousands and thousands of job postings and jobs, open jobs.
Amazing. That's fantastic. Um, for a regular enterprise, what's I think everyone is clear on now what your solution provides and how it integrates. Um, but in this big zoo of different technologies, from a pitch perspective and from a you know business case perspective, why why should someone uh, go for Vonk now versus not going it and continue to do it manually versus going for any of your competitors?
Yep. Great question again. So, if you think about today's market, Volker, where companies are optimizing budgets constantly and in
Uh,
some cases reducing headcount, efficiency and ROI and performance are crucial, so
yeah,
crucial.
yeah, yeah,
Bonk provides a solution that eliminates manual efforts, significantly reducing time to hire. It
yeah.
ensures job ads reach the right audience
Mm.
through intelligent, data driven recruitment marketing. So, our automation capabilities lead to tangible efficiency gains, such as, let's
Mhm.
say, saving recruiters' time up to 80% on their administrative tasks, um,
Oh,
improving candidate quality through targeted placement,
yeah.
enabling businesses to scale recruitment efforts without increasing headcount. So,
Wow.
by
Yeah.
leveraging data, automation, and intelligence, which is all around recruitment strategies,
Yeah.
Vonk empowers organizations to achieve more with less, delivering measurable ROI or return on investment and driving hiring success in ever evolving talent landscape.
Amazing. So basically, you are you are improving both sides. You're improving the headcount that is doing recruiting by utilizing it better, more efficient, a higher rec load per recruiter. And on the other hand, you're also improving the return, what they get into their funnels. Therefore, they need to, again, have less work for a better quality.
Indeed. Indeed. It's
Yeah.
all about recruiter enablement and candidate experience. We've been for decades talking about candidate experience,
Yeah.
and yet still today we face the challenge of candidates dropping out halfway through the process. So,
Yes.
so our
Candidate engagement is one of the hardest topics.
exactly. So our mission really is how can we enable recruiters to do more strategic tasks
Yeah.
and what they truly love doing, and how do we improve candidate experience
Yeah.
where they don't drop out of a process because it's so time consuming or so complex.
Yeah. Do you also improve time to hour? Are you reducing the time? Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's good.
We
Especially today, what I observe myself, but also what I hear from peers, is the candidate dropout in the process is just going up and up. It just knows one direction, unfortunately. Candidates, yeah, I mean, not all, but some good reasons I understand, right? If there is no good engagement or if they have multiple different offers at the same time. But yeah, to stay in that market and relevant and keep candidates engaged or quickly hired is really, really a core here. And that you that one can help here is definitely something that is tomorrow, I think even more important than today.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'll tell you a story. We're doing a proof of concept currently for a
Yeah.
large global German bank
Mm.
and several staffing agencies around our AI agents. And what we've found, particularly for one of the staffing agencies on a particular high volume job,
Mhm.
we've changed the time between a candidate applying to
Mhm.
passing their CVs to pre screening them and passing it on
Yeah.
from days to minutes
Oh,
for a recruiter. And I think
amazing.
that is what it is about is can you do more with less? And that's
Yeah,
where the efficiency comes into play. So yeah, we're
amazing.
very excited about the future and how we will hopefully continue to lead the way in innovation and driving efficiency and quality.
As far as I know you, I'm not concerned about that. Ritu, let me ask one question, a follow-up question. The world is very complex, and particularly in TA, it works different region by region.
Mhm.
Uh, d- do you see this? Is it like, I'm making it up because I myself I'm not the expert on TA, but my layman's term understanding is basically in, particularly Europe, you have very established job board. There's not too big of a change. So once you build the integration to the job board, that works well. But when I think about particularly Asia, it's really crazy how many new and different and pivoted solutions you get on a regular basis. Is there one region from a from an effort perspective for you, for your product readiness, heavier than any other? Or would you say like, all of them are more or less the same?
We see predominance of certain job boards even in Asia Pac. So if you think
Okay.
about Australia,
Yeah.
seems to be monopolizing it. If you think about India, Naukri
Yeah.
seems to be the one. If you think about China, there seems to
Yeah.
be a couple of really key ones. So I think there is definitely in most of the key countries or regions that we operate in, we do
Mm.
tend to see that one or two job boards have
Dominate.
dominance over others.
Mm. Mm.
Having said
Mm.
that, the whole world of social is beginning to evolve quite a bit. You know, where do
True.
you find the candidates and where do you meet them at their terms? Is we need to be very mindful that we are catching up and constantly staying updated on the world of social. So whether it's Reddit for technology or IT folks, or whether it's Facebook or Instagram for certain generations, or
Mhm.
so TikTok being one, podcast being another one.
Mhm.
So I think we just need to make sure that it's not really country specific, but generally as the trends are changing and the generations are shifting, that we're keeping
Okay.
up with where to meet the talent and meeting
Ah,
them in their terms. I think that would be critical.
very interesting. Thank you. Learned something, Ritu.
Aisha.
Now, let's come to the topic and talking about AI. Pivot there. I think it's fair to say that we live in a world of AI. I don't think there's anything and anywhere where there's no
Yep.
AI. So how does this Wonk make use of AI, and how do you see the use of AI, particularly in the area of TA?
Mhm. So for Vonq, AI is at the core of everything we do, Volker.
Yeah.
Um, we take a very responsible AI approach to
Mhm. Mhm.
top of the funnel TA functions. For example, our systems can write job descriptions,
Yeah.
provide a media recommendation, as I said, our AI
Yeah.
recommender,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
interview applicants to the job. So
Yeah.
we are not just adding chat GPT type functionality to as a feature to enhance workflows. We
Yeah.
are fundamentally
It's deep
rethinking
in AI first platform.
absolutely. We are
Yeah.
fundamentally rethinking recruitment processes with AI at the center of it.
Mm.
So, our suite of AI powered products goes beyond just basic automation by
Mm.
leveraging
Mm.
generative AI to revolutionize job distribution,
Mm.
candidate
Mm.
screening, and communication, which we say 24/7 proactive communication with candidates,
Mhm. Mhm.
allowing recruiters to focus on more strategic, high impact tasks. So, for example, as I mentioned, our AI job descriptor rather utilizes generative AI to create optimized postings tailored to
Mhm.
attract the right candidates. So, depending
Mhm.
on
Mhm.
what job it is, for what company it is, it'll tailor that job posting for that specific.
Mhm.
And again,
Mhm.
the efficiency comes into play.
Mhm.
Additionally, our AI agents already in production with enterprise customers. So we're doing several proof of concepts at the moment. They can pass CVs They can
Mm-hmm.
conduct interviews, they can
Mm-hmm.
assess candidates, and
Mm-hmm.
manage all candidate communications end to end. And these innovations are already delivering significant productivity gains for our customers, reducing manual effort, improving hiring outcomes, such as time to hire, as you mentioned earlier.
I love that. Right there, I think there are too many technologies out there that just plug in somehow ChatGPT or an equivalent to just say like, hey, we also have Gen AI, but you don't have many. And maybe you had a chance to read my basically year start post that I put up. But I think those AI first platforms in the HR space, they are the future. They are the new nucleus of the next much bigger systems. I mean, I don't want to get there with you now, Rito, on Vonq, but I think this is truly the future where you have the AI first, either in the very specific area of A, but also if you think about the future of the workdays, success factors, oracles, whatever you wanna use. Um, AI first versus AI patched on
Mm-hmm.
is where we need to go, and some of
Indeed.
them will learn it the hard way, and hopefully some others will try to pivot and come with a product that is AI first. But you are already in the lead there.
Absolutely. And one other point I must add is you heard me say responsible AI.
Yeah.
Everything we are developing related to AI being at the core of what we do, we're ensuring that it's compliant to the EU AI Act, which is
Mm.
all around transparency and explainability. So there
Yeah.
is no black box suddenly. A recruiter
Amazing.
can tell, why the AI
Yeah.
has scored
Yeah.
the candidates in certain fashion, complete transparency with the human in the loop. So we're not making
Yeah.
any decisions for the recruiter or the hiring manager.
That's the big one. Hey, that's really the big one, Ritu. Let me ask that a bit more if you don't mind.
Mhm.
This, the two main topics absolutely that you have just referenced in AI are black box versus transparency, and the second one is automated decision making. Right? These are where lawyers are getting nervous, where
Yep.
privacy colleagues are getting nervous, where actually me and my peers are getting nervous as well. So how do you go about particularly the automated decision making? Meaning, how do you avoid
Uh-huh.
that automated decision making can happen in your platform?
Absolutely. So just to give you an example of the one of the proof of concepts we are running right now, it came to a point where there were lots of candidates we weren't going to take ahead.
Mm-hmm.
To the process. Instead of AI agent rejecting those candidates through a
Yeah,
WhatsApp flow, we
yeah, yeah,
passed all those candidate data to the customer to create, knowing that if these candidates don't have a certain level of threshold of score, the
yeah,
recruiter is rejecting those candidates rather than the AI
yeah,
agent is.
yeah,
To ensure again, even though a lot of those processes are automated, the AI is not making any decisions and
yeah.
letting the recruiter or the hiring manager make those decisions. That's where the human in the loop comes into play.
Yeah.
And secondly,
Great.
with transparency, we're giving all of the data back to the recruiter. So
Yeah.
they have the view of a full open grade of saying, even if this score is 10, why is this score a 10?
Yep.
So it's
Yep.
all about explainability. If you can
Yeah.
explain something, that means it's not a black box, it's transparent.
Yes.
And
Yes.
exactly that what our AI agent is doing is with a selection grid, it's scoring grid, it's telling a recruiter why a candidate is scored certain points across the 14 vectors that our AI agent picks based on the
Yeah.
CV, passing, and the job description.
So it's basically an educated recommendation where then a human
Exactly.
needs to take the decision on, which can be
Exactly.
both. It's like, okay, I hear you, but I still go with someone else, or I hear you and I follow you through because you are right. Those others are not the ones that we
Indeed.
should. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great. It's a assisted, or as I think Josh Bersin would call this the superhumans, the superhuman HR workers that are enabled and augmented by AI to be more efficient, more effective
Absolutely.
on their work.
Absolutely.
That's really great, and this is really where I think many many companies just come unprepared to me and my peers. when we ask those questions, it's like a deer in the headlight, right? And what we need, my peers and I, what we need is basically someone who can guide us through. Because for us, it's the first time, right? Um, we are coming from our own history, and we want to utilize AI,
Yeah,
but we need to understand what are the things that we need to take into consideration,
absolutely.
and why are certain um, legal considerations where, as I said, our legal teams or our privacy teams are holding up the stop sign. Why can we, and how can we tell them that they can take it down and we can go ahead? So
Absolutely.
providing this is really important,
Hmm.
and knowing this and building this in from the beginning is fantastic.
Totally. Totally.
Now, Ritu, when we look at AI, there are definitely many ups and many benefits from it. What is sometimes difficult, and I would like to understand how you go about this. What is difficult is to make the business case. AI, particularly Gen AI, today is very expensive still, right? You need to train the models, you need to have the infrastructure to run it, and TA, unfortunately, is a big volume business. So how do you make the business case work? Is it that it you have everything blended into your rate, or is it like, okay, there's a regular Vonq, a Vonq foundational, but if you want to use our Gen AI, there's an additional license to cover it, and if so, how would companies be able to come back, particularly as an for the ROI of the Gen AI? How do you go about?
Again, in full transparency, Volker, we are just going into production and
Yeah,
go to market. So we're figuring out our pricing models. But
yeah,
the way we are approaching this is all outcome based.
yeah,
Because as you said, TA has to do more with less, and it
yes,
becomes about performance, quality, and efficiency. So the way we are thinking about the way we approach this is because the 5 proof of concepts we are currently running for large global enterprises, we're running it on the back of a media campaign. So either a social
hmm,
campaign or a media campaign, and we're doing that AI agent POC proof of concept without any
mm,
additional. But what we are learning is at the end of the day, customers, what they really care about is how
yeah,
many applicants did you deliver?
yeah,
We are beginning to think from an outcome perspective
yeah.
rather than, we're going to charge you for every AI agent an additional amount of money. That's how we are thinking
Ah,
about it. But over the next few months, it's going to become even more clear should we go
yeah,
down a different route. But it has to be outcome based. That's the only way we can truly help TA functions create a business case for AI.
yeah. Rito, to be honest, that makes perfect sense to
Mhm.
me. But I will tell you that from the top of my head, and just trying to go deeper and deeper into it, I don't recall anyone who is who is proposing it that way. When I speak with other companies, when I speak with peers, what I hear is it's either you know a very tiny percentage that says, like, what we do so far with AI and Gen AI is part of your regular deal. Don't sweat it.
Mhm.
But the big majority is saying, you know what? Gen AI is new. It will give you so much, so you have to pay me additional X in license costs. Hardly anyone is coming. No, you are the first one I'm speaking to who is coming to say, like, listen, we are about your value. So if you don't have any value from that, you shouldn't pay for that, because, we didn't deliver anything, but also we must do something wrong because we can't deliver you value. And
Absolutely.
that's not on you, that's on us. This is a I think this is a different, but also a view on it that will make quite a big positive impact.
I hope so. We really truly hope so because at the end of the day, the TA leaders or the hiring managers, the recruiters care about how many applications do we have
Yeah.
possible. They don't care how many, how much did they pay, how much the license cost.
Yeah.
That's immaterial to them. So
Yeah.
it's got to
Yeah.
be about volume hiring. So we're constantly thinking about, perhaps it's based on the number of applications we deliver, or based on the number
Mm,
of candidates get hired, or based
mm,
on the number of
mm.
the volume a particular role generates. It's based on that rather than having an additional line item on
Yeah,
AI. That just
yeah.
won't fly well eventually with customers.
For me, I would hope that more of your peers think that way. For you, I hope not, because this will definitely differentiate you.
Yes, we hope so.
But if I may ask, how did you arrive at that idea, right? Because as I said, if you look left and right, they do it different. How did you come to the conclusion, hey, we need to think about that different?
So I think it's we did as you know, Polka. I joined Vonq about 7 months ago, and the first few months for me, it was really about taking stock from our employees, from our customers, and our partners in terms of
Yeah, yeah,
who we really are.
yeah.
And we did a very, very thoughtful and intentional exercise around our strategy, and even looked out and sort of looked at deeply at what our mission and vision is.
Mhm, mhm,
And it became really clear. We can talk about job boards, we can talk about ATS integrations, we talk about job distribution, we talk about
mhm,
programmatic advertising.
mhm,
At the
mhm,
end of the day, what are we doing? We're
mhm.
delivering candidates. That's what
Yeah,
we're doing through our different products and solutions. So we want to continue to say that that's our mission and vision as we deliver candidates to our
yeah,
customers with
yeah,
precision, with speed, with
yeah,
efficiency. So
yeah,
if you continue to keep that mindset of what our mission and vision is and really sort of align with that purpose of we deliver candidates, that should be the same principle we apply as we are putting AI into our technology. And I think that's the exercise we've
mhm,
done. And we're hoping that it will be in market in the next couple of months based on all the
mhm.
proof of concepts we're running with our customers. And we're going to take that same approach of we delivering candidates.
Amazing. I love that. It's and I love also this consequence coming from your mission, vision, purpose, and so like we are standing behind it, regardless if we talk about it as this is what we are about, or if we talk about the numbers and how we come into a commercial relationship. This is really this is bold. This is very interesting, and I'm pretty sure it will set you apart. And so
Great.
there.
Thank you for saying that. I just give you one more nugget if it helps.
Yeah.
We're about to launch what is called CPA Plus, Cost Per
Hmm.
Application Plus.
Mm.
Everybody's familiar in the world of recruitment advertising on CPA, but we're adding that plus for that exact reason. So, what we are doing is through our hiring API solution, our happy solution,
Yeah.
across all those 40 ATSs, we're distributing a product which is CPA Plus. So, an end customer can buy. Say I'm buying CPA Plus, which is I'm going to get 20 applications for a particular price. And that's it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where we post, doesn't matter how many, it doesn't matter the duration.
Yeah.
As quickly as we can deliver the 20 applications, that campaign closes. So we've taken it already a step further and we're launching that next month. So it's a
Very
great plug for me to
focused.
talk about CPA Plus
Yeah.
that we will be launching next month. And it's all performance driven.
I think then Rito, you go and I like that. You go stronger and stronger on the service part than on the software part, right? And you deliver the service through improved technology and evolved technology, but you truly sell the service and not just the software. Um, that is that is a very nice and interesting approach. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Very cool.
Thank you.
We definitely have to talk again once you have made some experience with that on the market, because I'm
Absolutely.
really curious how my peers will react to that. But if they are just a little bit like me, they will be like, "Huh, let's talk more. That sounds very interesting."
We hope so.
I'm pretty sure about that. No, um, thank you, Ritu. Now looking a bit more fundamental, and I think you've answered the question earlier, but I wanna get into it because that's a question that I always ask my interview partner. When you think about Gen AI at Vonk, do you think about it feature or a product? Is it a separate product, or is it a feature in the best sense to say, like, you know what, it is integrated into our technology stack, therefore forget about AI, Gen AI, whatever. What should count is only the end result.
Yeah, so AI is more than just a feature for us. It's
Mm.
really the
It's
backbone
the
of our
foundation. Yeah.
entire product ecosystem.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess from AI generated job descriptions to AI agents to handle candidates interviews to
Yeah.
screening, we are building solution that fundamentally changes how
Yeah.
recruitment is done. So our focus is on creating tangible business results or value through AI, making
Mm.
hiring faster, smarter, and more efficient.
I think I have to expand on the question in future interviews. Is it a feature? Is it a product? Or is it a platform? For
Hmm.
you, it's the platform. You have
Totally.
an AI platform, and from there you deliver. Yeah,
Indeed.
brilliant. Now, s- Ritu, let's let's pivot a bit again. I wanna look into the glass ball with you a bit. You've seen a lot and experienced many different areas in the world of experience, HR, engagement. Let's look into the future.
Mhm.
Where do you see Vonk or overall talent acquisition in, let's say, 5 years from now? What will it mean for
Ye-
employers? What will it mean for employees or candidates? Will it be substantially different than what it is today, or will we just have a evolution step by step that we have seen the last 5 years?
Um, Deep question. I I personally believe that the future of talent acquisition will be shaped by automation,
Mhm.
by personalization, and data driven decision making. We've been
Mhm.
talking about data driven decision making for decades now, but it's finally going to happen that if organizations don't have data to make informed decisions, they're going to be left behind.
Yeah, yeah.
So as you know, you mentioned this, Volker, right at the beginning of our conversation. As competition for top talent intensifies,
Yes.
companies will really need to prioritize candidate experience, whether
Yeah.
it's hiring speed, whether it's standing out better with a more elevated employer branding. And at Vonk, we are really committed to being at the forefront of exactly that evolution by continuously thinking and enhancing our platform, both to help businesses be more,
Mhm.
effective, but also to engage the best talent with greater efficiency. And I also see that, there is, of course, a huge pressure amongst TA teams to reduce budgets, to do more with less. But employer branding will remain a crucial differentiator.
Mhm.
In an era where attracting top talent requires more than just job postings. Just because you
Mhm.
posted the job and you're there a certain place, it doesn't mean you've elevated your brand. So positioning and as an employer of choice will be
Yeah.
become a strategic imperative.
Yeah.
Even with brands who have unbelievable consumer brands, will
Mhm.
still need to do a lot when it comes to becoming an employer of choice. And then, of course, the seamless integration with online job platforms like channels in global channels and ATS
Yeah.
systems will become key so that the recruiter
Yeah.
doesn't have to lead their recruiter flow. And where
Yeah.
the recruiter creates a job, they have a way to post and spread the word depending on where they
Mhm.
want to post that
Mhm.
job. So
Mhm.
that's going to be the second thing. And ultimately, the future of talent acquisition will be about striking a really good balance or the right balance between technology and human touch. We absolutely want automation, we want speed, we want efficiency, but the human touch, the human in the loop will always remain an important component where leveraging AI and automation to streamline processes, however, maintaining the authenticity and the
Mhm.
personalization that make a company truly attractive to candidates.
Yeah. Thank you, Rito. Let me ask one question because while you were starting to talk about personalization, I had an idea. I just want to get your thoughts on that. So in regular marketing, you have more and more personalization to the point that whatever ad you see on your social media feed is created for you in the moment. Do you think we will get to a point where the job ad that you see or the posting that you see on a job board will be so personalized that it fits you as a candidate versus when I look at it, it looks a bit different? Will we go in that same trajectory, or do you see that this is too much, this is too far out?
No, you are absolutely right. If you think about the whole world of consumer research,
Yeah.
everything we've done in the employee experience space, employee research space has been taken and borrowed from the consumer research.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything,
Yeah.
from employee
Yeah.
experience to employee
Yeah.
experience, customer
Yeah.
satisfaction to employee satisfaction.
Yeah.
So this is going to be no new thing. This is going to be take
Mm.
the exact same trend where the world of employee research and TA will pick up those best
Can take
practices
this
from the world of
playbook.
consumer
Mm.
research. That's an inevitable. That is going to happen at some point or the other.
That's very interesting. I'm looking forward to that. It will be quite an interesting. I mean, hopefully I don't um, search for a job because I love what I'm doing now. But it will be very interesting.
Indeed.
Wow. Thank you, Ritu, for looking to the future. Coming back for one last question for the today. What is it that you see as the top three biggest challenges today in the area of TA? And how would you approach them, or how can Vonk help TA overcome those three challenges?
Yep, as we speak and spoken several times today, high candidate dropout rates. That's
Mm,
the first one. 40% of candidates abandon applications midway through the process due to complexity. And
mm,
that's where Vonk comes in. We simplify this with streamlined workflows and single click applications such as
mhm,
direct apply, which is such a big
mhm.
thing right now.
Yeah,
So we meet the candidate at the job board where the job is with a
yeah,
direct apply. So they don't have
yeah,
to go to a career website to apply. They can apply through that direct apply. That's the
yeah.
first thing. The second is manual recruitment processes. Recruiters spend 3+ hours daily on administrative tasks. And our AI agents automate key processes like
Mm,
screening, like scheduling, like communicating, freeing up recruiters to do much more strategic work where they're actually relationship building with candidates.
mm,
And third, market competition. You talked about this as well. Companies need to really stand out in a very crowded market. And again, Wong comes in here by providing data-driven insights and targeted job advertising
yeah,
to ensure that organizations reach the right talent
yeah,
efficiently and effectively at the right time.
yeah. Amazing. Beto, thank you so much. I really enjoyed our conversation. I think already 5 minutes in, I said like I learned something. I learned much more, and you the space of talent acquisition continues to be a very volatile one, but are also, one of the two top interesting areas around HR and HR tech. So thank you so much for sharing your insights and your ideas with us today. I really enjoyed that, and I'm pretty sure my peers will enjoy it too. So thank
Thank
you.
you for having
Have a
me.
wonderful rest of the day, Rito.
And you, Volker. And thank you for
Thank.
having me. I feel privileged to be part of this.
No, thank you. I'm really excited about that. Thank you so much, Rito. Have
Speak
a
to you
good day.
soon. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.